Hi folks, welcome to 5 Minutes to Convince. I'm currently at the Academy of Radio and Television Broadcasting, located in Huntington Beach, California. As you can see, these schools include two schools, in fact, radio and television. And many media professionals came from this school, or some of them made a step to update their knowledge. So I'm really glad today to receive Mr. Tom. He's the president of the Academy. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm well, Cheick. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
How would you describe the Academy in some words?
It's a fabulous place to study.
Okay. Do you think that is enough to convince
No, it's
the
not.
people? Or?
We've been here. We've got almost a 31-year track record of getting people into both radio and television. We've had great success with both programs. When we started originally back in 1983, we had just the one program, which was radio broadcasting. Okay. And then in, I think, around 2000, we added the TV and video production course. And both have been very successful in helping students get into the entertainment industry.
All around the US, many vocational schools provide almost the same training. What makes your academy different?
I think even though there's a few that are around that offer the same thing, ours is a little bit shorter. Ours is a little bit more hands-on than anybody else. I mean, 90% of your training takes place in the studio, and I know there are colleges that have this program and community colleges, and either some other vocational schools, but most of that is learning by the book instead of in the studio like we train here. And I think that's a big distinction between us and them.
So by creating the Academy 31 years ago, what were you targeting? What was the goal?
Our goal was just to have, my wife and I were both in radio for many years. We met up in the Bay Area. We spent a lot of years up there on the air and also down here in Southern California. And our goal in opening the school was just to help other students to get into a great business of radio broadcasting. Okay. 30 years.
So what was the main challenge at the beginning of the Academy?
Student recruitment. We had a lot of contacts within the industry, so the placement was pretty easy. Back in 1983, there were a lot of radio stations that were, it was before the Telecommunications Act of 1996, which made consolidation of the industry. So there was a lot of opportunity out there for students in small and medium markets. That was one challenge. The other challenge was just student recruitment, student retention, and the operation itself, just running a school every day. Making sure the students show up, making sure they're getting what they need, monitoring all of the staff, advertising, marketing, all of that is a challenge.
Okay, so let's consider the number of students placed in the media industry so far. How satisfied would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
I think probably about an 8, an 8.5. I mean, we can always do better with helping students, I think. But students also have to recognize they have to help themselves.
The media industry, broadly speaking, what kind of relation do you have?
We have a lot of relationships, having been here for as long as we've been. A lot with various radio stations. In fact, all of our lecturers who come in are from radio stations, people who are currently working. We have good communication with a lot of production houses that are out there for the TV and video production.
Another thing that I'm pretty sure many people don't know. Recently, you got allowed to have international students at
Yes.
the Academy. How important is this?
There's a big demand worldwide for the kind of training that we offer.
Okay.
So I think, in the coming months, coming years, I think that's going to help us a lot.
Your answer raises another question from me. So what are the next steps for the Academy in the life of the Academy?
Probably just
you started from the radio,
yeah.
you switched to TV.
TV.
Now you have
video production. We have an online radio program.
Yeah.
Maybe the next step is try to figure out a way of doing the TV and video production online.
Okay.
Although we haven't quite figured out the logistics of that.
Okay.
That might be a step in the future.
Let's get back to the particularity of the Academy. It is an hands-on training. I mean, the people who are watching this program need to quite understand what that means.
You're in the studio, you're using the cameras, you're using the
It's not about
control.
lecture,
it's not a lecture.
About working daily in a studio.
Right, it's as close to on-the-job training, I think, as you can get.
Okay.
Yeah, for both programs.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. Are you planning I mean, to build new schools in different states around the US?
No, we're just going to keep this one. The problem with expanding is the regulatory challenges that we have to face.
Okay.
And I don't think that this is a good time to do that if we wanted to.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned. See you next time.